And so riders and trainers, just 1 minute remaining on the walks here. $36,500 Ramsay FEI Sunshine Speed. And riders, first horse 320. First horse will be joining us at 320.
Good afternoon, everyone. Here we are at the Del Mar International Horse Show, about to start our Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Del Mar. This is the $36,500 Hermes FEI Sunshine International Jumping Competition against the clock. Getting a little bit of a late start this afternoon. So the riders are just finishing up their course walk. This is a speed class at meter 45. They're going to send the tractors in, and the riders are pretty much getting ready to get on their horses and go to the warm-up ring and get organized. Couldn't ask for any better weather here in Del Mar this afternoon. It's absolutely perfect and gorgeous. Sun is shining. People are jealous all across the country, I'm sure. This is a big arena. They sent 2 tractors in to be a little more expeditious in getting the job done as quickly as possible and putting the final touches on the course. We have 33 starters today. Some of these horses went in last night's qualifier, and some won't go Saturday night. Obviously, they generally don't go 3 days in a row out here, but Thursday and Saturday horses sometimes are different than the horses that the riders have to do in this meter 45 speed class Friday afternoon. Those Longines clocks travel with the Longines Tour. Placed strategically throughout the area. Probably important these days so that people don't forget how to read an analog clock, with everyone using their cell phones and what have you. We've got quite a few younger horses in the class today. I'm looking through our start list. We've got Alec Lawler's horses 8 years old, as well as Molly Hay, Carrie Potter's. Let's see, we've got Christian Heineking's NKH Darko Sun is also a young horse at 8 years old. Uma O'Neill has a young horse. I know that I spoke to her today, and this is really the first international competition, I think maybe second, actually, that she's doing with this horse, so moving up in that horse's career. Ashley Bond's got her young one out of Hickstead, which is exciting. Or Hickstead 2, I guess it says here. This is such a great arena to ride in, whether it's at night, during the day. Obviously, during the day, it's a little bit more casual. We don't have very many spectators in the afternoon here. But come Saturday night, these stands will be full. Our course designer is Alan Wade. He set a great class last night. I think we had 15 clear, or 16 clear, and 14 came back for the jump off. Mariano Maggi was the winner. And again, we're just hoping for just about 5 more minutes before we get started. We're expecting the first horse now at 3:20, I've been told. A couple of the horses in today's class did go in yesterday's class. And our speed course today starts with the, let me see, I'm taking a look at the course sheet real quick. Starts with an oxer going away from the gate on the south side of the ring. Would that be south? Would that be east, west? Let's say the out gate side. Going up into the corner and then a left-hand rollback turn to a green vertical. And then I believe they'll get 7 strides to the Longines oxer. And a right-hand turn across the middle. 4 to 5 AB. I believe that was another 7 stride. And then a left-hand turn across the diagonal. Don't think there's a lot of places on this course that really, to make any special inside turns, you sort of have to be the best and the fastest and the clearest with no real options to turn inside of any jumps. I'm sure someone will be heroic and just make very, very short turns. For many of these horses that are not going in tomorrow's class, which I don't believe any of these horses are, this is their big class for the rest of the week. After the middle line, they turn right and go to 9 AB. And then bending, you may see some people leave a stride out there to number 10 at the black and gold oxer. And then they turn left and go down the outside line, which is 12 AB. And some horses may gallop up and leave a stride out to the Ramsay oxer. It's been very nice to have Ramsay as a sponsor for these classes. Getting ready to prepare for our national anthem soon. And here we go with our national anthem.
And
And certainly the perfect way to start our 36,500
national anthem. We'll roll up that red carpet and start to get underway here with our first horse. And we've got Alec Lawler, I believe, is supposed to be first on course. He should be coming down the ramp at any moment. We've got a little pressed for time, and it's a little bit of a walk to get from the expo building where they are warming up. But it's also an indoor, so it's also got the great GG2 footing in there. I always like it when we have the similar jumping surface to warm up on that we have in the arena. Sometimes we don't always have that opportunity. And it certainly feels a little bit different if you're on just regular sand or dirt or warming up on GG2 footing and then going on the grass, because then you've got to have the studs on the horses early enough. So all of that kind of plays a part. And even without grass, some people still will put studs in their horses' feet a little bit if they, depending on the type of canter they have, or if they're planning on going fast and they feel like the horse can just have a little bit better grip. Sometimes they'll just use studs behind. And that's not usually something that we can see on camera. You really have to stand out by the back gate or keep an eye on that or ask questions. This is a Table A class. Against the clock, $36,500 at stake. Air Maze Sunshine. We certainly have a lot of sunshine today for this class as well, even though, you know, it does get a little breezy through here, so you'll see some people in the background wearing jackets if they're in the shade. In the sun, it's nice and warm, a little bit chilly in the shade. And here comes our first horse. 4 Gold is a bay 8-year-old gelding. A nice young horse, new horse for Alec Lawler. Alec is from Northern California. And we have a 71-second time allowed. 71 certainly doesn't sound like a lot of time, but it is a speed class. Davin Monquist is our announcer. Sounds the tone, and Alec is off. Our first jump here is against the rail. A little bit of a rampy oxer, not too wide. And then 7 strides or 8, depending on your horse. He chose the direct 7 and going first, even if he isn't planning on being super fast. He knows he has to make that time allowed, so he doesn't want to take too much time in his corners. And a nice 7 into the double. Jumped that really well. This is a really nice, promising horse for him. Five strides. And a little bit of a quiet 6 there. I don't know if you may see anyone leave a step out there in the 5, but I don't really think that would be the best idea because of the roll back to the double that he just had 4 faults there, unfortunately. And then 8 or 9 up to that black and gold oxer. And a right roll back. And then 8 or 9 strides here to the double, and probably 8 here. Right, and that 8 got even a little quiet for him. You may actually see some people being able to 7 there if they want to be competitive. He really ate the ground up there. That was nice. All right, so he ends up with 4 faults and a time of 77.82. And I apologize on the time allowed. I misread that. It's 82 seconds, so he does not have any time faults. Quite well within the time, actually. Just 1 jump down. And here we have Johnny Cash with Hugh Much, also known as Bert. It's a 10-year-old gelding. by Cicero Z. This horse has a really big step. I'm sure he'll do the 7 here. Oh, I'm wrong. Wanted to be a little conservative. I think he had a little bit of trouble last night. He wants to have a nice smooth round today. A little too deep to that ox, or maybe off the turn. So we had 4 faults there at number 4. Flowers are beautiful. Flora always does a great job decorating. She goes to all these Longines shows and FEI shows and makes everything look very fancy. Uncomplicated there. Bit of a hard rub there, but that stayed up. Good. And this is a place where, if you're clear at this point, I think you can certainly make a pretty tight roll back there. This horse was a little backed off there at the double, away from the rail. Uncomplicated on the way home, so respectable round. 4 faults in 76.82. That puts him slightly ahead of Alex Lawler's time, and both with 4 penalties. So he goes into the lead at this point after 2 horses have gone. And here we have Caitlin Campbell, 10-year-old mare. See if I don't butcher this too much. Paulina de Alascu. Yep, I'm going to call her Paulina. Without Davin here to pronounce all these interesting names, I'm at your mercy. Caitlin's always competitive, and I think she'll try to win this. As our first 2 horses were a little bit conservative, but she's definitely quick here, whipping right around to that vertical. And there she got the 7 very easily. Really tried hard there. This is quite a team. She gets on a quick lick and stays there. That got a little tight for her. Had to struggle across the back rail because of it. This is a very fast horse and a very fast rider. She did the quiet 9 there and got away with it, but I think she's going to want to step on the gas here to the last jump in the last line once she gets there. Okay, our first clear. She goes straight into the lead at 71.80. Our first clear. I do think she left the door open in a couple of places for someone to be able to be quicker than that, but that was quite well done. She seems very pleased, as I don't blame her. That was well done. So just 1 clear after 3 have gone, 2 with 4 faults. We've got Caitlin Denby Edwards coming down the ramp with Sotelo, a 12-year-old stallion out of Coolidge. Our 82-second time allowed almost seems a little bit on the lenient side. We've got 77.82, 76.25, and 71.80 as reference times. That was very well done, nice and tight. Beautiful ride there. 6 gets a little quiet. Sorry, the 7. This horse is jumping really well. Nice roll back there. This horse has a really big step. Yeah, I nearly think doing 5 there would have helped her a little bit. She didn't quite fit the 6 in. But I really don't know if people are planning on 5. I didn't get a chance to talk to the riders as they walked the course. We were all a bit quick there. 2 jumps down thus far. It's easy to let your horse get their eye on the wrong jump there as you roll back to that vertical. So everyone has to be a little cautious about that. A little bit too deep there. Just didn't quite hold him away. And the time is fine, 75.71 seconds, but with 3 jumps down at 12 faults, don't think she'll end up with the ribbon today. Yeah, she just didn't quite fit that 5 stride in there well enough. Or 6. I'm very curious to see if some of these bigger strided horses may end up doing 5 and 5 to the Sky Partners vertical and not that short 6. I mean, obviously it makes it a little easier to make a tight rollback after that to 9AB. For some horses, that's just going to get very, very short. And here we have Molly Hay on a young horse, 8-year-old mare, Bel Amor de Scadi. I'm going to have to take French lessons or something if I keep this up. This is a relatively new ride for Molly, and she's new to our West Coast here competing. Very careful jumper. Looks like she's being a little bit conservative. She's not super tight there. She went to her stick to get up there in the 7, was a little long. So then she took a little more time here. It's interesting. She actually went to her stick, a full, more than a stride away in front of that ox or so. She's lucky she got away with that. I don't really love to take my hand off the reins a stride ahead. Let's see if she can fit the 6 in. Oh, that was well done. That's too bad. Kind of a cheap rail there. 4 faults at the double. Still looking for our second clear ride. Oops. Not sure what happened there. Like she maybe didn't really feel comfortable with the distance she saw there or something. It's unusual to see a circle at this level. And again, a little too deep. I don't think she saw it any better the second time around, but she kind of knew she had to make it work regardless. So that's too bad. With that circle, that's going to give her some time faults as well. So she ends up with 12 penalties. In 95.29. I don't think she will end up in the ribbons or the money this afternoon either. Okay, so here we've got a very competitive horse and rider, Jiminy Cricket. 8-year-old gelding. Carrie Potter's brought this horse along through the young horse ranks. Very naturally fast. He's a little bit quirky. He's a bit wild-eyed and can be a little spooky, but it's a very fast combination. So certainly this is one to watch as a possible contender for the win. I know Carrie has a lot of good things to say about this horse, and she really thinks that when it's all said and done, he'll end up jumping the World Cup qualifiers for sure. Such a quick horse across the ground. But you can see he does look around a little bit. Good. You really have to be patient there in that 6. She galloped up in 8 strides there. Some people did 9. Very efficient turn here. So far, so good. Yeah, very nice in the 8. So very respectable round. 73.69, and that puts her right into second. It was very, very smooth. Looks like he's getting more rideable throughout the year. Certainly has come a long way this year. And then we have Nicholas Delajoyo. It's the first time we've had him out here this year that I'm aware of, jumping these international classes, looking for some World Cup points tomorrow night. Taking a last look around, he is. This is Feon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm sure I'll get corrected at some point. He's a 9-year-old gelding out of Zazu R. By Zazu R, out of Hamilton, actually. There's the nice number. Very important to be clear in these classes. Especially when you have a rail on early on in the course, no real point in being too quick at this stage of the game when you go early in the order. It's more important to make sure that you don't have a second jump down. Sometimes 4 faults can still keep you in the money. Not today, so that's second jump down. So far 8 faults. Now he's taking a little bit more time. Unfortunately, 12 faults at this point. All right, I'm finishing up uncomplicated. A little bit on the slow side, but still under the time allowed in 79.60. With 12 penalties, puts him into 6th. We have Sunka Taiman and Cypress VF, just a 10-year-old mare by Geppetto. Got a nice gallop to number 1. Okay, so he kind of got there right on 7.5 there. Looked like he maybe was planning the 7. But then may have changed his mind a little bit at the last minute and didn't quite get that done. And then 4 faults there. So let's see if he can smooth out his round and have a nice schooling round. Jumped very careful there and didn't quite cross the back rail. This should be uncomplicated in the 5, and then the short 6 needs to get done early. Okay, I think he didn't really like what was happening there, so we're going to have a retirement here. No score for Zunka. Yeah, just not his day today. We have Andrew Ramsay here on the horse named California, 15-year-old mare. So I would think with a 15-year-old horse, he's coming in planning to try to win this class. Because certainly a horse at this age isn't really looking for mileage or experience, so this should be pretty entertaining to watch. Right to number 1. This looks like a very quick horse, very quick track there to number 2. Really tight turn there, huh? And he likes the quiet number there because he knows it can help him to make a tighter turn back here. Good. This is a good place to make up time. He's galloping right across the ring and being pretty tidy back to this 5 stride. Even jumped in a little bit of an angle. Put a little bend in the 5. Going in the 6. Nice and smooth. He's such a pretty rider. I thought he might do 8 there, but he opted for the 9. Really see that horse listening to him through that turn. The horse never really did get his eye on the wrong jump. Sorry. Let's see. Opted for the quiet number there again, but very well done and right into the lead in 70.12. All right, finally we have our second clear. And he goes right into first place, leaving Caitlin Campbell in second. So even though he didn't do the leave outs in the lines, he was very tidy with his track. Still think there's room for someone to leave a couple of steps out in those lines that are high numbers, doing the 9 and 8 and what have you. And so I think the door is open, and certainly Carl's going to try to take advantage of that. We know Carl's a very fast rider, and this is a fast horse as well. This is a 10-year-old mare, Especial PS. He is our 10th out of 33 in the order. Tight there. And again, he likes the 8. And a lot of times putting a bend in the 8 makes you land a little bit better for your next rollback. That was quick. Certainly has a ton of height there. Here's a place he's going to be quick. He looks a little faster to me here in his gallop than Andrew was. Let's see how short the 6 gets for him. Beautifully done. Yeah, he did the 8 there. So I think that could be a little bit quicker than Andrew. He's gotten so good at those rollback turns. Oh, a little bit of a light rub there behind, but it stayed up. And let's see if he leaves it out. Oh, he might have actually been thinking about getting down that 8 just a tad too early and had that down. That's a shame. 72.28. Just one jump down. So still only 2 clear. That's unfortunate. He looks a little disappointed. Yeah, I just had it a little bit down behind. I don't think that was necessarily pilot error or anything like that. Just cut down just a tad early. And we have another young horse here, an 8-year-old stallion by Darko out of Voltaire. NKH Darko's son and Christian Heineken. This is a beautiful stallion, big stride. Christian just getting back in the swing of things after having a long break due to a pretty severe injury. And this horse has such a big step, he can go out with his track and still get the 7 strides there. And he's doing 6 strides there instead of 7, which makes the double a little short, but with a big strided horse like that, it's easy enough to do. And I think he's giving him just a tad more room here than maybe some of the older horses. Let's see if he does 5. He could. Nope, doing the quiet 6. Yeah, again, I just think for some horses that 6 gets so short. Good, he's getting a little bit green there. Just shifted a little bit from right to left. It's okay, a little quiet there. He had to kick a little bit out. And then there's 7 in the last line to the Oxer. So it is there for a big strided horse. If you're clear and you can do 7 in the last line, it's definitely there. He goes into 7th place with 2 fences down with 8 faults and a time of 74.39. Yeah, and this horse still looking a bit green. He didn't get quite as much mileage throughout the year here with Christian being on the injured list part of the year. And we've got Nikolai Heinroos in the ring now, working for Spruce Meadows. On the 10-year-old mare, Bahini Simile. Don't have the breeding listed on this horse, but I would assume it's a Diamante Simile by the name. This horse is really spectacular to watch. The hind end is fun, expressive, flipping her tail the way she does in the air. Sometimes horses that give you so much height like that, a little hard to be fast on because they do spend a little more time in the air than some of the ones that skim across. Even the 5 is getting short for him. So we can put a little, oh, there's our 5. There it is. I knew it was there. Didn't work either, though. That's definitely going to be the jump on course that is going to come down the most, I think, because he opted to do the 5, but almost overdid it, maybe. Got there even quicker than he thought he would on this big strided horse. He forgot a jump. So, unfortunately, he was supposed to turn right and jump that vertical, then turn left and go down the outside line. So, unfortunately, that's going to be an elimination for Nikolai. hate when that happens. Yeah, that's too bad that 5 didn't work out. I still think it's there, though. I think on the right horse, you just don't want to overdo it. And, you know, at least he wasn't working on a clear round when he accidentally forgot a jump. So at least he wasn't clear. That would be even more of a disappointing. So we've got Georgina Bloomberg here from the East Coast on the 10-year-old mare Cessna. Hanoverian. Georgina was very good and clear on both of her horses in last night's qualifier for Saturday night, and she opted not to jump off on her other horse as to save him for Saturday night. So we know that she's going to want to win this class on this horse. And there's the 7. It's a really quick speed horse. I feel confident that she's going to give this a great try in trying to win this class. Very fast little horse across the ground. These are the kind of horses you like for speed classes. Sometimes he's, just didn't quite finish that step in. So much for my confidence level in having the clear round. Yeah, and again, not fitting that 6 in. That 6 is just getting so tight. So on 8 faults here, she's just going to take her time now and give the horse a nice positive finish. A couple of little rubs there. Good. She wants to make the horse wait. There we go. So she's just going to make the horse work a little bit on purpose, I think. She wants to get the best school out of that round as she can, since she was not in a position to win. She ended up with 12 faults, a time of 7.4.35. Puts her into 8th place. It's turning out to be not as easy to jump clear as one would have expected. It doesn't seem like it's very tough, but this line is proving to be very difficult. 14th horse in the order coming in now. Uma O'Neill on this gray mare. 8-year-old by Clinton. I'm sure there's a lot of gray horses by Clinton. And I know Uma told me this is only her second international competition with this young horse. Rolled right around that vertical. Jumping really well. It's a nice type horse for her. Looks like she has a lot of blood, which I think Uma likes. Careful. Just trying to keep it smooth, give this nice young horse a nice opportunity to jump a clear round. A little bend in the 5 made that fit. Let's see if she can fit this 6 in. Oh, that's going to be tight. Well done. Very nice young horse. I really like it. Super. Super. Okay, a couple of hard rubs there, but they stayed up. Oh, this looks tight. This looks tight. But she pulls it off. She's going to be a little quiet here. I don't think she's going to be fast enough to take over the lead, but a clear round will put her into 3rd place. Galloping. Very well done. 74.39. And that puts her right into 4th place. Sorry, I forgot about Carrie Potter in there for 3rd. All right, very respectable. I think she'll be happy with that. Looks like really a good match for her. think having a clear round up to that point, she felt like she could be a little quick rolling back to the vertical and leaving the step out to the last jump. Still, Andrew Ramsay's in the lead. His time is 70.12. Caitlin Campbell not too far behind, 71.80. Craig can be pretty fast on this horse. It's got a hackamore on, and this horse goes well in it. Very well done there. And again, with a big step like that, he had to go out and still got the 7 there. Whoa, a little motorcycle little turn there. Craig's good at that because he has a motorcycle. Now he can make up a little time galloping across. I think it's important to jump in and get this 5 done quietly. Yeah, didn't quite cross the oxer there. I think he steadied to fit the 5 in, and then horse just didn't measure that back rail very well. Ooh, that was a little late, but got it done. Oh gosh, it does really make you want to turn left there. He looked like he was just about to do what Nikolai did and turn left instead of right. Very hard rub there, but it stayed up. Oh, that's too bad. He really hit that pretty hard. So he ends up with 8 jumping faults. 74.94 seconds, putting him into 9th. But I think with as many horses as we've got to go, he's probably not going to end up with a ribbon with 8 faults in that time. Our 4 faulters still could probably end up getting a ribbon. Not quite halfway through our order. 16th horse in the order is Unique Star. Oh, sorry, we're skipping that one. I jumped ahead of myself a little bit. It's our 15th horse in the order. Mandy Porter. 11-year-old gelding, Ideal de la Hasse. Again, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly either. So far, no one has had any time faults jumping the course as long as they haven't had to stop and had to regroup. So our time allowed is pretty lenient, I feel. This horse is by Electro out of Barring. There's the 7. Shifted a little bit to the right there, but no problem. Very quick, clever horse. Mandy's always fast without even trying. She's a very fast rider, very competitive rider. No problem at our bogey jump, the Sky Partners vertical. A little bit conservative there, but I think that's going to help her. It's a tricky turn there for a younger horse. Let's see how she does here. She's close. Not going to take over the lead, but another clear round puts her 72.17 seconds. That puts her right into 3rd. Very well done. Good job, Mandy. Well done. Very responsible. Gave the horse a nice positive ride. It's still in the money. A little late with the front end off the ground there with one leg, but didn't matter in the long run. Pretty jumper, this horse. here we have Unique Star. And Hannah Moritzen. Good first jump. Just a little bit too deep coming into that oxern. Has that front rail down. Jumped out beautifully because of it, though. Going in the 6. Certainly feels like you want to turn left there. I can certainly understand how Nikolai did that by accident, causing himself to be eliminated. Which I'll stop talking about now. So they'll harass me later and say you didn't have to keep bringing it up. Okay, just not this horse's day today, and she was quite slow, so ended up with a time fault there. Total of 13 faults. So far, we've had 5 horses clean. Andrew Ramsay is still leading. Caitlin Campbell in second. Mandy Porter moved into third. Carrie Potter has been pushed down to fourth. And here we have Emma Rykau, Kubicki. Emma is a very talented young rider. This is a 10-year-old stallion. Emma's getting a lot of great experience. She's got several good horses to ride and really one of our best up-and-coming riders. Unfortunately, she didn't quite fit that step in well enough. At least that's the way it looked like from this vantage point. So 4 faults there at number 3. Let's see if she fits the 5 and 6 in here well. Going. Well, it did rub that a little bit. I don't like that jump. It comes down too much. And that's her second rail down. But I love how she keeps her focus. She really never gets rattled. She doesn't let anything upset her. She just continues to ride the plan. And she's going to have a lot more opportunity to be in these classes as time goes on. A little bit of a hard time turning left there, I think. .73 pushes her into 11th. Probably won't end up getting a ribbon with that score with as many horses as we still have to see, unfortunately. And here we have another nice young horse, an 8-year-old mare named Lazy. I'm sure she's not. Nor is Ashley Bond herself, and we know that she's always a competitor in these speed classes. You can never discount her. She teaches her horses to go fast. Great first jump. A lot of people these days are, she got there a little quick, but this is a very fast type horse. Ashley likes to pick quick horses. Reins got a little long there in that turn, and I think she just didn't get the turn executed as well as she would have liked. So unfortunately, 4 faults early on in the course there. You can hear her using her voice there to help the horse understand that she wants to shorten the step. Gallop still up there in the 8. I know Ashley likes to teach her horses to learn to be fast, so sometimes even with mistakes, she keeps going because she wants the horses to learn her style of riding and trust that when she says to go forward, they go. Yeah, just a little green there, I think, in the double there. So she finishes up with 8 faults. 70.70, so quick time as usual for Ashley, but with 2 down, puts her into 9th place at this point in time. Still smiling. She has a good time no matter what. A little bit out of breath. I think that was a little bit of work with that horse being a little bit on the green side. And we have a lot of mares we have today. We have another mare, a 10-year-old, ridden by Patrick Crawshaw Pellin. Jamaica van Kattebeek. A little quiet there. Yeah, I feel like he would have been better off leaving that step out there and encouraging the horse to cross that oxer. Again, a little just too quiet there. He's got to come forward so the horse has a chance at getting across the oxer. So 2 down already. Well done in the 5 to the 6. Horse learned from the prior mistakes and really stretched across the back rail of the oxer that time. That's better. Now we're getting the hang of the oxers a little better. And finishing up again, a little too quiet there. Yeah, I prefer him to leave those steps out on this horse and see if he can't have a little easier time getting across the back rails with this mare. So ends up with time fault, so 9 penalties. A time of 82.95, so just a little bit over that time allowed of 81 seconds. 82 seconds, sorry. And here we have our 20th horse in the order out of 33 in KH Caruso. Matisse Schwenker. He's a beautiful rider, very talented, only 26 years of age. This horse is a very seasoned horse, 15-year-old gelding. So for sure he's going to be competitive. He's able to do all the fancy tricks to be quick. So far, so good. Now's a place to make up a little time.
Matisse is a very fast rider, and it can be deceiving because he stays so cool and calm, and he never looks like he's really chasing a horse ever. Again, just didn't fit that 6 in. That really has come down so many times. If Javin were here, I know he'd know exactly how many times it came down, but I don't. Very well done. That was super. Unfortunately, that bogey jump came down, so 4 faults. Still in the ribbons. I think that could still probably stay in the ribbons. I'm willing to guess. I don't think we're going to have so many clear rounds that 4 faults still can't get a ribbon, but we'll see. It just didn't quite fit that in. It's so difficult, especially heading toward the gate. 71.75 seconds. Puts him into 6th place for now. And here we have Fenna, ridden by Cassio Rivetti, a 9-year-old mare. Sired by Zirocco Blue VDL. A lot of riders and trainers are now leaving a little patch of fur there where the spur goes, just to give a little extra protection. We had a really hard rub at that back rail and got away with it. That was a bit of good luck. Everyone can use a little luck. And Cassie is also a very speedy rider. He has a lot of experience. Looks like somebody oiled his saddle recently, according to his riding pants. Again, well, his luck didn't hold out. He still ended up having the hard rub there, and that did not have luck on his side, so he ends up with a rail there. One extra one there than most people did, but it worked out. And a nice way to finish, but kind of conservative, nothing too fancy. 74.79 seconds puts him into 8th place with 4 faults. Andrew Ramsay still a leader. He's been leading the class for quite a while now. Caitlin Campbell in 2nd, Mandy Porter's in 3rd. Carrie Potter in 4th, Uma O'Neill in 5th. Still only 5 clear after having seen 21 horses. Here we've got Carlson, 11-year-old gelding by Contender 1. Vigo Bjorklund. Nice gallop to 1. And there's the 7 strides. He definitely has winning on his mind. I can see that. It's nice to have Vigo out here with us on the West Coast also. It's not been his week this week. He had good success in Sacramento, winning a class, and there's the 5 stride, so the 5 works. He had nothing to lose by trying it since he'd already had a jump down, and being a fast 4-faulter now would still take over 6th place. A little bit of a miscommunication there in the track, but ended up working out. Again, the horses have no idea they're going to make a U-turn there. A little bit of a late hind rub there, I think, caused that to come down, so he's sitting on 8 faults now. So So far it's not his week, but finished up down the last line all right, but still with 8 penalties, that puts him out of the ribbons in 14th. So time of 75.90 with 8 faults. Here we have from Canada, Sarah Lambert, an 11-year-old stallion. This horse's name is Damam OL. Really nice rollback turn there to 3. Ugh. Sorry, number 3 comes down, all the way down. Unfortunately, 4 faults that early in the course, and here she's got another jump down. That's not going to help her be in the money. She's got the 6 done, though. All right, I think she just needs to, whoops. Yep. I think she was a little hasty in picking that first distance and didn't quite get there, or slipped just a little bit in the turn. They don't usually slip on this GGT footing at all, but sometimes in a rollback turn. Yeah, and then not the best class for her today. So ending up with 12 faults, time of 79.01. With 12, and that puts her all the way down into 19th place and out of the money. We have our 24th horse in the order coming in now. This is a second ride for Nicholas Delajoyo on Cassandra. Another experienced horse at 12 years old. And the replay there. Can start to get a little shadowy here. Sometimes when the sun starts to go down a little bit, we end up with some parts of the ring having a little bit of sunshine being able to come through the ends of the ring. Even though this is a covered arena, the ends are open. So it can sometimes be a little shadowy. This horse just lopes down the 7 there. Nicely done. The 7 got very quiet for her, but I think she needed to do the 7 there because the 1 I think would get too short otherwise. This horse has a very nice, uncomplicated gallop. Let's see whether he does the 5 or the 6. Opting for the 6. Let's see if he can pull it off this time. Oh, hard rub there, but he did get away with it. Couple of rubs there, but again, doesn't count. Well done. Now, if he can be very tidy here, he's going to be pretty quick. Patient. Well done. Beautiful. And he gets there in 8 strides. Ugh. I thought that was going to help him because a lot of people did 9, but he actually overdid it a little bit and got there a tad too easy in the 8, unfortunately. So he ends up with 1 jump down, 4 faults, and a time of 75.19. Puts him into 9th. Still only 5 clear. Love to have another one. And this next horse gets special permission to mount in the ring. As long as you ask permission, the jury is usually all right with that concept. We have Delaney Flynn, very challenged. I meant to say talented, not challenged. Delaney is not challenged. Delaney Flynn from Arizona on Milan 4, a 14-year-old gelding, owned by Grace Jacobson. Getting a little survey lay of the land here. Delaney's quite competitive, moving up into the Grand Prix ranks. Ooh, tight turn there she got away with. And this looks like to be a very fast type of horse. Really quick across the ground. And Delaney being young, she has no problem with speed. I think she's going to have a hard time fitting the 6 in here. She needs to get that done early. Oh, very quick. She actually took her eye off that jump pretty early to think about her next turn. So far, so good. She did the 9 there, which I think is helpful. Even though she had a little hind rub there, she's very quick. Very well done. She's pretty fast here. Is she quick enough to catch Andrew? Not quite. I don't think. She's close. Should end up with a very good ribbon here with a clear round. 71.94. Excellent ride and straight into 3rd. Great job, Delaney. Time of 71.94. Not quite quick enough to catch Caitlin Campbell, who's in 2nd, or Andrew Ramsay in 1st. Andrew Ramsay's time is 70.12, so certainly not much of a difference between 2nd and 3rd place here tonight, this afternoon. Very well done. Her roll back to the skinny, to the vertical coming to the last line, I think was probably quicker than anyone else's. Here we have Ali Leopold Moreno on Ulissa de Borbig, 11-year-old gelding. This has been a great horse for her to get a lot of experience on. Always wants to do the right thing. Whoops, a little bit too many steps there. And too many steps there, so a little bit backward in her ride today. I think that's going to be her approach off the right circle there. So this will end up being a schooling round for her. Needs to put her leg on a little bit. Again, a little bit too quiet. But this horse doesn't care. He's, he really is very forgiving. Great horse to get some experience on. She's going to give herself a very wide track here. And hard to say. I think she is going to continue. The more she gets in the ring, the better. Oh, have a rough half halt there. All right, so this is just going to be a schooling round for her. Yeah, that really, I don't think, really wasn't the horse's fault. I think she just lost track of where she was in both of those places there. Here we have Mariano Maggi, our winner from last night's class, but unfortunately he had the first jump down. That's disheartening. Horse is jumping very nicely. With having that first jump down, he's not going to get a big chunk of the prize money today. Pretty sure he knows he had the first jump down, but sometimes you can't always tell. It's quick nonetheless. And another jump comes down, so not his best day. That's our show jumping for sure. Win one day, next day knock the first jump down. Certainly a quick time. He's a really fast rider. Fastest time we've seen throughout the whole class in 69.92. He had the winning track, but with 2 jumps down, puts him into 13th and just out of the money. Toward the end of the class. First of 6 left. We have Vanessa Hood, Chantil van Spielveld, 13-year-old gelding. This is the horse that she had been planning to do in the class last night and decided to scratch that class and go in this class today instead. Good first jump. Came in a little bit of an angle there. Quiet 7, jumped out well, making up a little time and shortening her reins along the way, trying to gallop. She looks a little wide there to me, wider than some of the others. Yeah, and then ended up moving up to that distance, I think a little bit too much off that wide turn and had that down. And another rail there. Not looking like her best day today on this horse. She knows she's had 2 jumps down, so she's going to take it a little quiet. Oh, actually, I think we're going to possibly retire here. Let's see if she salutes the judges' booth there. So salute to the jury, and she is withdrawing. And with just 5 horses left, our next horse in the ring, Sarah Siegel. Performance EP is a 10-year-old mare by Lord Pezzi out of Grandeur. Sound has started. Tone has begun. Our 29th horse in the order out of 33. She's got a nice pace to 1. Very quick to 2. So far, so good. This is looking like she wants a top ribbon in this class. Whoa, a little stumble off the ground there. That was a little awkward, but the horse jumped out of it well. Very quick there, and this is a very fast horse. Wide in the 7. Yep, she's definitely got a plan. She wants to win. This is a fast horse. The horse wants to win too. Oh, wow. She really got away with a lucky rub there. Let's see if she can fit the 6 in here. Oh. Got it done. Super. Very competitive horse. And these rubs, they're working for her because they're not coming down. Oh, and another hard rub. This is a lucky round. Let's hope her luck holds out. Whoa, nearly lost her balance there in the turn. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that caught up. She lost her balance in the turn, and then the horse got a little rattled because of it, and so falling apart here at the end, and the wheels are definitely falling off here. So unfortunately, 8 faults, very quick time. She really would have had a great time. She would have gone probably straight into second. Yep, she would have been second. But unfortunately, I think she got a little rattled in the turn up there, and it just cost her, I think, both rails actually trying to regroup. So 8 faults, 70.48. Still, Andrew Ramsay is leading our class. Caitlin Campbell in second. Delaney Flynn in third. Mandy Porter in fourth. Carrie Potter in fifth. And our 6th clear, Uma O'Neill, in 6th. We have this Clint Eastwood, 11-year-old gelding by Clearway out of Accord 2. And Anna Misaki Ishiyama. Off to a good start. This is a super horse for an up-and-coming young rider to learn on. Always tries to give her the benefit of the doubt, and he's forgiving when he needs to be. She had to work to get the 7 there done, but she got it done. Good gallop across the top of the ring here. He's holding his head a little to the outside. Oh, a little slippery there, but got it done. Now let's see, will she do 5 or 6? Oh, she didn't fit the 6 in there. I didn't really think she'd go for 5, but to me, she just didn't quite try to get that 6 done early enough. And then sometimes I feel once this horse has one jump down, then he starts to maybe get a little bit cautious, and he had the next jump down as well. So 8 faults here as she rolls back, heading to the last part of the course. A little deep there, the horse had to stretch out, but Anna gave him a good signal that that's what he needed to do, so he was happy to try for her. And unfortunately, that last jump comes down as well, so giving her 12 faults, a time of 78.70 seconds. So not a good enough score to get in the ribbons tonight. And here we have Caitlin Denby Edwards on her 2nd ride of the day. Kalina, the 9-year-old mare, relatively young, by Casiro out of Canturo. Caitlin, obviously she has an advantage, having already jumped this track once. She knows just how tight that 6 gets after the 5. Certainly, if you've got multiple rides, it makes it a little easier once you've already jumped that track once. Off to a good start. Very tight there. She's been very successful on this horse. Ooh, got jumped a little loose there. And the quiet 7, really well done. She needs to make up a little time here. She could gallop a little quicker. I don't think she's going to be quick enough to catch up to Andrew. The horse is jumping really well, though. Going in the 6. All right, now she can pick it up a little bit. Well done. That was a great turn. All right, if she can leave it out here. She looks like she's planning to. Yep, there it is. Oof. Very careful horse. Okay, she's a bit too wide here and unbalanced. Didn't quite think about executing that turn quickly enough, but she got it done clear. I just think she won't be able to catch his time here. But let's see. She's got to gallop. She's got to gallop. Horse is sucking back a little bit. I think she's going to have to add that step here, and that's going to make her slow down just enough. Didn't quite beat his time, but very well done. She should be super proud of that ride, and she goes straight into third place. 0 faults, 71.81 seconds. Just a tick, just barely into third. Caitlin Campbell in second place, 71.80. And here we have Caitlin Denby Edwards into third, 71.81. So just barely behind Caitlin Campbell and Andrew Ramsay. Very, very well done. That was a terrific ride. First of 2 to go, we have Angel Guillermo Caroli on April Moon. A very special horse to him, I know. 11-year-old mare. Angel's a very fast rider, and he could certainly take over the lead if he can keep all the jumps up. Very quick turn here. A little bit of a rub there. There's the 7 strides, and I do believe in order to win this class, you've really got to kind of do the leave-outs and the bending lines. And he did the 7. Only saw one horse do that line in 6 strides, but it didn't pay off in the long run. And he's bending the 5 to make it fit better. And quiet in the 6, holds his body. The horse really gave him a great effort there. So far, so good. Oh, hard rub there, but got away with it. And then he got there almost too deep in the 8, but got away with it. All right. So here it's going to come down to how tight can he make this turn. Will he be able to catch Andrew? He's looking like he's going to make an effort here. Very well done there. Oh, you know, the same thing happened to him, I think, on the other horse when he got there just too quickly in the 8. I think the plan was good, and certainly his time was terrific. Best time in the class. I think he would have had that, but he just got a little hasty there in the 8. I think he overrode it, thinking it was more forward than it was for him, and the horse fell in just a little more. Ended up with 4 faults, putting him into 8th, but really a great effort. Super ride. That's unfortunate. So now Nikolai is back in the ring. Nikolai Heinroos, our last horse to go. Only one chance left here to take over the lead from Andrew Ramsay. This is Crusader Z, 10-year-old mare by Choco Blue out of Indorado. So let's see if he can do it. Great first jump. This is a fast horse. Ooh, quick turn there. Doesn't take any chances here. He wants to try to beat Andrew. This horse spends a little bit of time in the air. Quiet 7. Bending the 5. Really bent the 5. And there he goes for the 5 again, which I don't mind. Again, it caught him. Guess that wasn't the best plan on his part or on my part. So he will not be taking over the lead here. And it looks like Andrew Ramsay is the one that we are going to have walk home with the blue ribbon. And he has another jump down there, so that's going to put him out of a top placing here tonight. Okay, so he finishes again in a very quick time, 69.24, but with 2 jumps down, he goes into 15th place and out of the money. So great class tonight. The horse California by Andrew Ramsay taking the win. Fabulous ride. That really looked like a walk in the park for him. And our two Caitlins, Caitlin Campbell in second. Great class overall. Not that many really clears. I mean, we ended up with 6 clear. 7 clear, 6 clear. Andrew Ramsay in California take over the lead. Walking home with the blue ribbon today. We'll have a nice prize giving for him. Caitlin Campbell on Paulina de Escu in second. Caitlin Denby Edwards in third on Kalina. Delaney Flynn in fourth on Milano 4. Mandy Porter in fifth. Great ribbon for that nice young horse. Carrie Potter in sixth. Uma O'Neill in seventh. And Angel being the fastest 4-faulter into 8th place. 7 clears out of 33. I would say that was a pretty good number for our course designer to have had clear in this speed class. Again, this is the $36,500 Air Maze Sunshine competition against the clock. And tomorrow we will see our Meter 60 World Cup qualifier on Saturday night, and Davin will be joining me to commentate, thank goodness, so he can pronounce the names and keep me on track. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and watching. And we will see you tomorrow night.
When the heart of the star-crossed Voyager beats in time.
Just super fun competition, $36,500 Hermes Cellier Sunshine Speed, founded in 1837 as a maker of saddles and harnesses. Hermes is proud to maintain a long tradition of saddle making, also offering a comprehensive collection of high-performance equestrian products for horses, riders, and for the barn. This year, Hermes celebrates Vivace, an innovative close-contact jumping saddle perfectly adapted for the American style of riding. We invite you to visit the Hermes boutique right here at the Del Mar International Horse Show, or also online at hermes.com. Longines' passion for equestrian sports dates back more than 150 years. And today, the brand is involved in the most important equestrian events all over the world. The official watch here at the Del Mar International is a man's model of the Hydro Conquest collection. Elegant and sleek, these latest creations are both resolutely masculine and boldly contemporary. Early from Hermes Cellier joining us for these presentations. Top 3, that brand new beautiful cooler aboard the 15-year-old mare, California, Andrew Ramsay with the win. And there they are, the top 3 lined up for these presentations. $36,500 Hermes Cellier Sunshine Speed. And ladies and gentlemen, in order to honor our champion, we would ask you to please rise for the playing of the national anthem of the United States of America. What an amazing rider right there, Andrew Ramsay. He was the 9th in the order of go out of that field of 34. He held the lead all the way from that spot, all the way to the end. That winning time, 70.12 seconds in the $36,500 Hermes Cellier Sunshine Speed. We will move off, have that official photograph taken. And Orly Ferru from Hermes Cellier. And Adrian Karazis on behalf of West Palms Events. As we have the official photograph taken by JXB. They are the official photographers. Now, the Del Mar International World Cup week. Our rider in second place, and that is Caitlin Campbell. She takes home second. So American riders in first, second, and third. And Caitlin Campbell meeting Orly on behalf of Hermes Cellier. Third place, and that will go to Caitlin Denby Edwards. Right there, the top three from our wonderful speed competition, the $36,500 Hermes Cellier Sunshine Speed. And one more thing for Andrew Ramsay to do, and that is to lead our field in our victory ride. Just a stunning victory. Andrew Ramsay aboard California leads the stars and the stripes to the top of the podium in the Hermes Cellier Sunshine Speed. That wonderful 15-year-old mare owned by the California Group. And that winning time, 70.12 seconds. There's our champion, Andrew Ramsay. Second to Caitlin Campbell. Third to Caitlin Denby Edwards. And again, the happy hour in that beautiful EQ International Real Estate Riders Lounge, hosted by Mastermind. Yeah, thank you to that beautiful Riders Lounge. Please visit with Rob Lee or Danielle to discuss any of your real estate needs or questions.